Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I want to talk about Dunbar's number. Dunbar's number is a concept created by Professor Robin Dunbar, who found a correlation between the size of a primate's brain and the size of their social group or tribe. He then applied this information to humans and found that based off of the size of our brains, humans can maintain social relationships with only 150 people. Dunbar's number. He even continued the study in 2010 and found that even online, humans can only maintain social relationships with, you guessed it, 150 people. That means for all of you, myself included, who have hundreds of friends online, it doesn't mean a whole lot because you're only interacting with a small number of them. David Wong from Crack.com and author of John Dies at the End renamed this idea the monkeysphere, and it looks like this. Everyone has a monkeysphere. You are at the center of your sphere. Surrounding you are the people you have the closest social relationship with, most likely your family, close friends, and maybe a significant other. Beyond that are your friends, and beyond that are your acquaintances. The rest of the world outside of that, you do not have a social relationship with. Now, this is meant to be used to give you a rough estimate to the size of any given person's social circle. However, I like to view it as a hard and fast rule, meaning you'll always have precisely 150 people occupying your monkey sphere. This makes the core of your sphere very rigid, with not a lot of new people coming in, with the exception of maybe a significant other who could climb the ranks quickly. And the edge of your sphere is very fluid. With every new acquaintance you make, you are forgetting a previous one. I think about this every time I make a new friend. Who am I forgetting? Who am I now pushing outside of my monkey sphere? Why am I forgetting that specific person? Why haven't I talked to them in a year or more? My initial reaction to this is that it's kind of sad. I don't want to forget these people, but that's life. People change and people grow and people move on. If you had to keep in contact with every acquaintance you ever made, it would be exhausting. So, our brain built a cutoff point. Now I want to pose a question that I don't know the answer to, but I think it's worth debating. Is it possible for fictional characters to occupy your monkey sphere? True, you can't have an active social relationship with someone who isn't real, but think about it. I know Harry Potter's birthday. I know Peter Parker's middle name. And if I was to watch all 600-something episodes of The Simpsons, I would have a pretty good idea of who Homer Simpson is as a man. It's likely that I would know him better than some of the people inside my monkey sphere, particularly those along the edge. Now, for me personally, I don't think there are any fictional characters inside my sphere. And if there are, it's only a handful, but even a handful is troubling. That means that I'm sacrificing a real-world relationship. I'm ignoring a human being for the sake of knowing Batman better. And I'm willing to bet that there are people that have several characters, maybe even a majority of fictional characters that occupy their monkey sphere. And I wonder what their quality of life is like. What happened to them? What drove them to the point to seek comfort in imaginary relationships over real-world ones? Now, I don't know anyone like this. I don't have a real-world example. But ironically, there is a fictional character that gives us one possible prediction. St. Elsewhere is a TV medical drama that follows the lives of doctors working in an underfunded hospital. Famously, and spoiler alert, in the final episode it is revealed that the entire show takes place inside the mind of a young autistic boy named Tommy Westphall. That means, for the characters of St. Elsewhere, all of their tragedies and triumphs, all of their love and loss, all of their good days and bad, never happened. It all exists inside Tommy's imagination. And when you think about the number of main characters, minor characters, and extras that existed in a show that had 137 episodes, Tommy's monkey sphere begins to look very crowded with his own fictional characters. But it doesn't stop there, because St. Elsewhere had crossover episodes. In the season 3 finale, there was a crossover with Cheers, which by extension means that all of Cheers also exists solely in Tommy's mind. To go even further, Cheers had 3 spin-offs, The Tortales, Wings, and Frasier. All of those shows are connected to St. Elsewhere and Tommy's imaginary world. This is the basis for a fan theory known as the Tommy Westphall universe. Through the use of crossover episodes, direct references to characters from different shows, and shared props between different shows, more than 400 shows can be connected to the Tommy Westphall universe. There's even a map showing how all these shows trace back to St. Elsewhere. Now Tommy's monkeysphere is thoroughly maxed out, to the point that I don't think it's even possible for him to interact with people in the real world. And we see this in the final scene of the show. Tommy doesn't speak at all. He doesn't react when his father comes home or talks to him. With Tommy and Tommy's grandfather in the room, Tommy's dad kneels down in front of him and says, "I don't understand this autism thing, Pop. Here's my son. I talk to him. I don't even know if he can hear me because he sits there all day long in his own world, staring at that toy. What is he thinking about?" So, who's in your Dunbar's number? Are there any fictional characters taking up one of the 150 slots? And if so, is this a detriment to your social life or not? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.